From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Hannah Stoles. Toronto Police Chief Myron Demkiw says the deadly shooting during the city's Salsa Festival over the weekend that left 2 people dead was a targeted event. Demkiw gave an update today.
Our investigators are still gathering information and reviewing evidence. Today we're able to release the deceased names and advise that we believe they were targeted. We can also confirm that 2 firearms were recovered at the scene.
Police identified the victims as 25-year-old Shaquan Quashi and 20-year-old Cesar Vernaza. Alberta Premier Daniel Smith says the Pathways Project shows what can be achieved when governments and industry work together. Alberta, Ottawa, and 5 oil sands companies have signed a memorandum of understanding to advance the multi-billion-dollar project. It's a condition for a new West Coast oil sands pipeline moving ahead. Peter Nygard's lawyer says her client invited the judge to find him guilty ahead of his pending extradition to the United States to face racketeering and sex trafficking charges. The 84-year-old former fashion mogul accepted a plea deal for sexual assault and forcible confinement and did not present any evidence in his defense. The Quebec case is separate from his conviction in Toronto, where he was found guilty in 2023 of 4 counts of sexual assault and sentenced to 11 years. Mountie Say, a former Manitoba Member of Parliament, is facing several gun offences after 439 firearms were seized from a home. 78-year-old Inky Mark faces a dozen charges, including firearms trafficking. RCMP Corporal Barry Kirby says more charges are possible.
What we're able to confirm today is that at least 3 firearms were illegally trafficked, at least 1 firearm had its serial number tampered with, and hundreds of the firearms were improperly stored inside the home.
Officers say they expect it will take several weeks to sort through all the guns to find out how many were illegally owned. Ukraine and 9 other countries announced they were forming a coalition to protect Europe from ballistic missiles. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Paris, asking 24 leaders for help in developing measures against Russia's missile attacks that have pummeled his country. The coalition includes the leaders of Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and the UK. The statement gave no time frame for setting up the defense system and says the plan remains open to other countries. Star of Jurassic Park and the piano, Sam Neill, passed away at the age of 78. Here's ABC's Laura Spencer.
Tributes are pouring in for the actor from TV and film Friends. Toni Collette, who starred with Neil in A Long Way Down and Dirty Deeds, took to Instagram to share, and she wrote, "I love you, dear Sam, you hero, you legend, you sweetheart, our great friend. You are already missed so very much. Continue in peace wherever you are."
He disclosed in 2023 he'd been diagnosed with blood cancer, but his family says he was cancer-free when he died. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Vancouver Whitecaps will face Calgary-based Cavalry in the second game of their 2-leg Canadian Championship quarterfinal series in Alberta. Vancouver is chasing a 5th consecutive Voyageurs Cup title. Some downtime for the Toronto Blue Jays. They have 4 days off for the All-Star break before hosting the Chicago White Sox on Friday. Toronto finished a West Coast road trip, losing 5-4 to San Diego yesterday. Neither France nor Spain has trailed at this year's World Cup, but only one can reach the final. France and Spain are both playing at their 17th World Cup, but have only met once previously on soccer's biggest stage. The pair will be the first of 2 powerhouse semi-final matches tomorrow in Dallas. Canada's national women's team earned its first berth in the Volleyball Nations League final with a 3-1 win over the Dominican Republic in Hong Kong yesterday. The Canadians advanced to the quarterfinals, which begins July 22nd in China. From the Canadian Press, I'm Hannah Stoles.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.